had to size up my jeans last week. 1 inch, that's it. Just 1 inch. Doesn't sound like a lot until you do the math. I've been the same size since early 90s. That's over 30 years. Same number on the tag, through the army, through my 30s, through everything. That number was just mine. Part of the inventory of who I am. And then one day it wasn't. I stood in front of the mirror in my bedroom, wearing the new pair of jeans, and just kind of stared at myself for a second. Not panicking, not devastated, just, oh, okay. So this is what's happening now. Hey, I'm your host. This is I Took the Long Way, podcast about life, detours, and somehow still being here to talk about it. Pull up a chair. So I want to talk about getting older. Not in a dramatic, existential, somebody cue the piano kind of way. More like, I've been noticing things. Small things. Quiet things. The kind of things that sneak up on you because none of them are a big deal on their own, but when you stack them all together and suddenly you're like, oh, yeah, something is definitely happening here. Let's start with my phone. At some point over the last year or so, the text on my iPhone started looking small and blurry to me. Not tiny, just smaller than it used to. And I kept squinting. And then one day I just went into the settings and bumped up the text size. That's it. No dramatic moment. I didn't call anyone. I didn't sit with it. I just made it bigger and moved on. And I didn't think about what that meant until like a few weeks later. I also can't tell you who any of the artists are on Spotify's new releases. Like I'll open up the app, see the weekly recommendations, and just nothing. No recognition, not even a little. I scroll through and it's like reading a list of names in another language. So I close it, and I go back to my 90s and 2000s playlist. Jurassic 5, Tribe Called Quest, Hyro, The Roots, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Foo Fighters, the good stuff. Although I will admit, the new BTS and Islet albums are pretty good. Yeah, I said it. Pro athletes, I watch a game now and man, these guys look like they should be finishing up homework, not playing professional sports. I'm a Niners fan and Brock Purdy was born a year after I was already out of the army and well into my bad decisions chapter. And then there's the eyebrows. Nobody warned me about the eyebrows. They just kept growing. Longer, with attitude. Same with the nose hairs, and they're not just growing, they're turning white. So now, I have to do maintenance on my face that I didn't previously have to do. Yeah, it's a whole thing now. And somewhere along the way, I became an all-black wardrobe guy. Not because I'm going through a goth phase. I'm too old and too uncool for that. It's simpler than that. I just stopped wanting to think about it. Think of it like turning off background refresh on your phone and just focusing on the apps on your home screen. So now my closet looks like I'm a server at a restaurant. All black, every day, done. The one exception, and this is non-negotiable, is the running shoes. Still bright, still colorful. Always some pop in the footwear. Gotta have some personality, right? Crow's feet are making their debut too. But only when I laugh or smile. So in still photos, totally fine. The second something's funny, little lines right there at the corners. Years of smiling and laughing, showing wear and tear like a used keyboard. Oh, and this one. This one I'm still recovering from. I was talking with the youth pastor's wife at church a while ago, and she's got 3 beautiful daughters. We're just having a normal conversation, and somehow it comes up that we went to the same high school. I was excited, and she asked what year I graduated. I said 1992. She looked surprised, and then she said she was born in 1994. We laughed. I laughed harder. Partly because it was funny and partly because I needed a moment to process what just happened to me. I'm dead. And then there's a senior center up the street from our house. Beautiful facility, newly built, a lot of activities, big community, and a minimum age requirement of 50 to register. My daughter thinks I should sign up. She brings it up regularly, casually, like it's a perfectly reasonable suggestion. And the worst part, I don't have a great argument against it. This is the surface level stuff. Slightly embarrassing, mostly funny, and most likely relatable to a lot of you listening right now. But then there's the other category. The stuff the body is actually keeping score on. The genes I already told you about. That one stung in a specific way because it was a number I'd carried in my head for over 30 years. You don't realize something is part of your identity until it quietly stops being true. But here's the thing nobody mentions. It's not just the genes. It's what's in the genes. The belly fat situation. I was always a skinny guy, and I still am, sorta. That was just what I was. The guy who could eat whatever, not think about it, and not deal with the consequences. Somewhere in the last few years, that arrangement quietly expired. The belly fat slowly showed up, moved in, and has not responded well to suggestions that it leave. And the metabolism, man, it's slow now. It's not broken, it's just slow. Like it's been on a long flight and it's still adjusting to the new time zone. I noticed it with meat. I used to be able to eat a fat steak, no problem. Steakhouses were a thing I enjoyed, a lot. A nice juicy ribeye from Mastros, medium with a beautiful crust, or a Diamond Jim Brady cut prime rib from Lawry's. Yum, yum, yum. Thank you very much. But that's over. I don't know exactly when it happened, but at some point my stomach just decided that a lot of red meat was no longer part of our agreement. Now if I eat too much, I'm paying for it for hours. And I don't mean mild discomfort, I mean my stomach gets those rumbles in the jungles. But don't worry, I know how to fix a running toilet now. So, sad to report, steakhouses are out. Poured one out for that chapter. You know what replaced it? The catered lunch at work. We get lunch brought in and I've been loading up on a huge salad every day. Big salad, small portion of protein, little bit of carbs. That's a move now. And here's what's strange about that. I don't hate it. I actually feel better. And it kind of sort of tastes good, I guess. My body is legitimately telling me what it wants now. And what it wants is not a ribeye the size of a catcher's mitt. I think that's what genuinely surprised me. I expected to resist all of this. I expected to feel like I was losing something. And some of it, yeah, I am. But some of it, my body was right. It knew things I wasn't listening to. The skin is changing too. I'm not wrinkly, not yet, knock on wood. But the elasticity is different. It's subtle. You have to know what you're looking for. I know what I'm looking for because I'm looking at myself in the mirror more carefully than I used to. Not out of vanity, more like checking the dashboard to see if there are any new warning lights. Age spots are getting more prominent now, and my skin tells a story of my timeline in ways it didn't used to. And I just look at it, note it, and keep moving. What am I supposed to do? Argue with it? Here's what I didn't expect. At some point, and I really could not tell you when, I stopped caring about things that used to take up a lot of space in my head. Career stuff, not like doing a good job, I still care about that. But the status piece, the climbing, the optics, the obsession with what the next thing looks like, that restless energy that used to live in my chest all the time. Where's this going? Is this enough? What do I look like from the outside? That just quieted down. I didn't decide to let it go. It just went. News, pop culture, I used to keep up. I had opinions. I knew what was happening. Now most of it just doesn't feel urgent. Not because I stopped caring about the world, I still do. But the noise of it, the constant volume of outrage and reaction and takes, I just don't feel the pull to be plugged into that anymore. I can step away and nothing feels missed. What moved into that space is different. The long game. What does the next decade look like financially? Family, what my daughter's going to need from me, and not just now, but in 5 years, 10 years. My wife, what we're building together. Are we going to be empty nesters in 5 years? Honestly, I hope not. She's our only daughter, and we want her to succeed in life. I saw something on Twitter. Yes, I'm going to call it Twitter till I'm 6 feet under. That multi-generational households have a better chance at building and supporting financial stability. I did some digging and found that families in these arrangements report lower housing cost burdens and just higher rates of pooled savings. That totally makes sense. That's exactly what my wife and I want for our daughter. We don't want her to struggle to pay rent. We don't want her to worry if she has enough money to buy groceries. Will we always be a happy family without arguments? Nah, I'm not naive. I know there'll be hard times. But at the end of the day, we want to set her up for success. So she's more than welcome and even encouraged to live with us for as long as she needs. Heck, I even hope she goes to UCLA so she can commute to school. I'm probably pushing my luck though. Faith and community, which I talked about in previous episodes and which has become more central to how I think about time, what's left, and what I'm here to do with it. The stuff that actually matters to me. And here's what's strange about that trade. Because it is a trade. The noise goes out and the signal gets clearer. The list of things that feel important gets shorter. And shorter isn't worse. Shorter is cleaner. Shorter means you know what you're actually looking at. I'm 51 years old. I don't know exactly what I thought getting older would feel like from the outside, but from the inside, it doesn't feel like shrinking. It feels more like editing. Like the irrelevant stuff is just falling away on its own and what's left is what's worth keeping. The body is slowing down. That part is real. Some of it is uncomfortable and some of it's just straight up annoying. But the focus sharpened at the same time. I don't think that's a coincidence. I spent a long time thinking about aging like it was something happening to me. The genes, the tech size, the metabolism, the nose hairs, the crow's feet, the slow goodbye to steakhouses, all of it landing like small losses. And some of it is. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's all fine and aging is a gift and you should embrace every gray nose hair with attitude. That's not what this is. But I've been thinking about what actually changed. Not just in my body, but in me. I used to spend a lot of energy maintaining a version of myself that I thought I was supposed to be. Keeping up, staying current, caring about things that I mostly cared about because I thought I was supposed to. And now, I don't have the bandwidth for that anymore. Not because I'm tired, well, maybe a little. But mostly because I can see clearly enough now to know that it was never worth the energy. I heard someone say something once that I haven't been able to shake. I can't remember who it was, but they said, as kids, we're watching our parents grow up without knowing it. That landed hard. Because it's true. When you're a kid, you're so caught up in your own world, school, friends, whatever drama is happening that week, that you don't even notice your parents are changing right in front of you. They're figuring out things in real time, getting older in real time, and you just miss it because you're not looking for it. I think about that now because I'm the parent in that picture. I look different than I used to. I feel different. I think different. And my daughter is watching all of it, whether she realizes it or not. She did tell me recently that I look the same as I do in her baby pictures, which is very sweet. And also, she's a sweet talker. And I know I'm in trouble when she gets older. But I think about my own parents. My dad got more chill as he got older. My mom worried less. And at the time, I just thought, that's just how they are. I didn't realize they were growing, that we were all growing together, just at different speeds, in the same house. That's what's happening now, just from the other side of it. My daughter is going to look back on this chapter of her dad someday, and what I want her to see isn't the guy who fought every physical sign of getting older with everything he had. I want her to remember someone who was honest about it, who laughed at the eyebrows and mourned the steakhouse and still showed up fully for the things that actually mattered. The jeans got bigger, the playlist got older, the list of things that actually mattered got shorter. And that last part, that one doesn't feel like losing anything. That one feels like finally knowing what I came here to do. Thanks for listening to episode 8 of I Took the Long Way. Take care of yourselves, and if nobody's told you lately, you're doing better than you think. I'll see you next time.